You see Myron cut ties with Ryan Dawson. Never trust an atheist. Nick been told you, bro. Ryan has been like, chat. Ryan has been the most like bitter. Like he tweeted. Okay, Sneako updates tweeted an engagement bait. He said 20K or dinner with Sneako. Clearly just trying to engagement bait cards. And Ryan Dawson replies 20K. Like sick, Ryan Dawson. Like, did you think you were gonna get 20K by replying to the tweet? Why are you you're so banned everywhere. Like, I was banned on Twitter for 13 years. So now you have access to Twitter, and you're gonna waste valuable tweets to be like, I'd rather have 20K than dinner with Sneak. Like, sick, dude. Like,
how did he get mad at this?
gonna get 20K by replying to the tweet. Why are you you're so banned everywhere. Like, I was banned on Twitter for 13 years. So now you have access to Twitter, and you're gonna waste valuable tweets to be like, I'd rather have 20K than dinner with Sneak. Like,
valuable.
Sick, dude. Like, cool, bro. I don't get the mindset.
Criticizes Zionism. He feels like they owe him for like, as like, I'm the god. Like, oh, try being. Anytime you say, oh man, they canceled me, they demonetized me, he'll immediately say, well, we'll try being canceled for 20 years. Try having your PayPal, whatever. Like, it's always like a one-up. Like, I've been canceled more than you or some other bullshit like that. And the thing is this, right? And this is why so many people in the community dislike him, is because it's always, I've been canceled more than you. I've been doing this longer than you. I'm the originator, blah, 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 all this other shit, right? So I was like, all right, bro, I'll bring you on the podcast. Let's fucking have this discussion, right? Let's bring you on for 9/11, right? So we bring him on for the 9/11 talk. I'm like, you know what, dude, we can make this shit better. Are you down to debate Destiny? And because my thing is, I'm looking at it like, okay, number one is gonna get more views because we already did a whole 9/11 talk already. So I'm like, yo, debate Destiny. Like, 9/11 is your shit. Nobody can beat you in this. Like,
Myron is the person I know with the widest gap between whose like political beliefs I respect, which is almost nothing, versus who I respect as an individual and as a man. I feel like he's a really good guy. I you know what? Sometimes I dump on Fresh because I'm like, Myron clearly like has the drive and the work ethic and everything else, and you know, Fresh is there, but he's probably not as driven. But I understand why Myron values the loyalty so much, especially given my life and my career and everything. Like, I understand why Myron is like, listen, like, could I find somebody that, you know, hustles harder, or could I find somebody that contributes more here? Maybe, but like, could I find somebody with the same track record of loyalty and everything? I don't know. Could you? Not sure. I understand why he values it. I get it.
debate Destiny. Like, 9/11 is your shit. Nobody can beat you in this. Like, just debate Destiny is gonna have a bunch of views. We had like 40,000 people, 30,000 people watching live. Like, it's a whole bunch of eyeballs. So what does Ryan do? He shows up tired as fuck, no sleep. He came from Orlando because he had to like get someone to like get him a ride because he couldn't rent a car to come down here and properly get a hotel or whatever. So he comes completely tired, completely unprepared, completely like fatigued, right? And then he's like talking about, oh, well, I took this flight and all this other stuff. And he has all these excuses for why he's tired. So he comes in and he gives a terrible fucking performance. And I'm like, what the fuck? Right? Because I'm like, bro, like, I hyped this shit up. I was advertising it. I got fucking Destiny here. We got a bunch of people. Like, this is a huge opportunity for you. And what does he do? He fucking underperforms and then tries to put the blame on me like, oh, well, I wasn't prepared and I didn't sleep and all this other shit. And it's like, bro, that's not my responsibility. Like, this is your wheelhouse. You've been the one to say that you've studied 9/11 for 20, 30 years. Like, you should be easily able to debate Destiny. Why is it that Nick Fuentes, who you always ridicule and say is stupid, comes in and absolutely destroys Destiny in the debate, and then you come on and you can barely fucking articulate yourself with something that you were supposed to be a subject matter expert in? That's number one. Number two, so he hangs out while we're doing after hours, right? He gets fucking pissed drunk. And he starts flirting with the girls on my team in the background. I really don't want to have to fucking say this shit.
Oh,
but he
no.
starts acting like a fucking weirdo, right? Because he's drunk as fuck, acting like a moron, right? A lot of the girls are feeling uncomfortable. So, again, I said, yo, Ryan, we'll cover your hotel, blah, blah. But after he did that stupid-ass performance, and he started fucking making the girls that work with me feel uncomfortable, I was like, fuck this shit. I'm not giving you nothing. Like, you came in, you fucked up the show. I gave you a crazy opportunity. You fucking dropped the ball, and you made the girls that work for me feel uncomfortable. Like, they were like, what the fuck, while we're doing after hours? Like, they felt super weird. And I was like, then I feel some sense of responsibility because I fucking brought this guy. So I'm like, what the fuck? So Again, I didn't want to say this shit because it would make him look bad. But since he wants to fucking go sit here and say I'm a liar, whatever, look, I said yes, I would cover your shit. But after that shitty performance and you making my fucking employees feel weird, no, man, I'm not giving you shit. Like, bro, that's not on me. I'm like, be a fucking grown man. Like, dude, you're over here like fucking complaining like, oh, you didn't cover my hotel and I didn't sleep and all this other shit. It's like, bro, be a fucking grown man. And this is why you don't do business with fucking brokies, man. Because they will always cry and nickel and dime over anything. When in reality, I don't fucking owe you anything. And then on top of that, you doing that dumb shit with my employees. Piss me.
Is it surprising to you that he respects his female employees? You know what? Myron reminds me a little bit of my mom in that I bet Myron could go on like some 20-minute fucking tirade about how lazy and stupid, you know, some fucking demographic of people are and like just go off in the most racist, unhinged manner possible. But if he was friends with one of them or had one of them as his employee and the guy did good work, I think he would be ride or die. That's just my feeling I get from him.
Me off. Your shitty performance, I brought you in front of a huge creator that you could have totally done a great debate on, and you do some dumb shit, you're half tired, you fucking got drunk as shit, embarrassed yourself in front of my team. It was ridiculous, dude. So, no, I'm not gonna fucking pay your shit. Just go back to Orlando. And he ended up going back to Orlando with one of his fans that drove him down because he couldn't afford a hotel. And then he tries to put the blame on me, and it's like, no, dude, you're a grown-ass man. You're a grown-ass fucking man, dude. That's not my problem. You want to come in here and underperform and do all this dumb shit and then make my employees feel weird? Like, nah, man. So that's what it is. And then he's been butthurt and complaining about that shit for months, bro. Bad-mouthing me in his Telegram groups, talking shit. People sending me DMs saying, yo, dude, Ryan's saying this about you, saying that about you. And I still fucking sent them a message saying, yo, I want to make it right. We could cover your shit. It's fine. Blah, blah, blah. Because I look at it like the people want the content. You guys keep asking me for Ryan Dawson. You guys ask me for RFK Jeff.
Sometimes I wonder. There are sometimes I see people squander good opportunities, and I'm like looking at them. I'm like, bro, this is literally the opportunity of a lifetime. What the fuck are you doing? I'm wondering if there's something in their background. Did these people grow up spoiled, or are these people like antisocial, or is there like autism at play, like actual like some kind of like mental like antisocial thing or whatever? I just don't understand it sometimes. Like, there's so Nick like Fuentes. Every time I say this, people interpret this as me trying to like control people. But Fuentes should have been insanely grateful. He should have worked so hard to keep the bridge between us alive instead of like being scornful and dumb about it. Like I was like his last largest link to the world, or like looking at Ryan Dawson and Myron. Like Dawson has been out of the world for years because he's literally banned from everything. He's got no friends. He's got nothing. And then Fresh and Fit basically give him an opportunity to, you know, be part of the political online world again. And how? What the fuck? Like, how do you fuck something like that up? Ryan Dawson can't get over people getting fame over shit he's been saying for 10 plus years. It's like Rolo. Yeah, I was just gonna say the exact same thing. He sounds like Rolo. But the problem is he's got like very little charisma. He just hasn't. He should have been I was gonna say he should have been just a writer. His camera presence and everything isn't good at all. Which sounds mean, but I mean, I'm evaluating like careers. Like you got to be honest at some point. Like his camera presence isn't good at all. He should just been a writer. But I don't know if his writing is good either. But to try to like segue his, you know, conspiratorial stuff into a career, I just don't think he's got the personality for it. Not without putting significant work into it.
Guys, don't defend the orc thing. Come on. It's definitely not a race thing, though. It's a behavior thing about Russian soldiers. Then use any one of the billion terms that you can use to refer to people who do war crimes, rather than orc, a term which is like literally you're a different race. I'm not defending it, but why would Vaush of all people be a...
Is there like an actual is there like some racial background for orcs? Like does it mean something different in Ukrainian, or it's a World of Warcraft thing? Because I feel like, does it make sense for Ukrainians to attack Russians based on race? Or don't we have like a ton of overlap here, especially in Eastern Ukraine? I thought it was him calling them the F slur, but they changed it. Hey, Destiny, serious question. Do you think all the harsh criticisms of Biden from the likes of Vaush and Hassan sound like threats that if he doesn't do what they want, Trump will win? I don't know. I think it's just catering to the audience. But I don't think Vaush normally attacks Biden. I think Vaush is pretty big on like the vote for Biden thing. I don't think Vaush is in the same camp at all when it comes to attacking Biden. Hassan is way off on his own. He's an insane person there when it comes to that. White people do be racially segregating each other in Europe. I'm not just saying even just white. I'm pretty sure there's like a lot of people that live in Eastern Ukraine that have like family that is Ukrainian and Russian. There's a lot of racial overlap there. They're not like, I don't know, I think 2 other ethnic groups that live near each other. I don't know. I could be wrong on that. That was my impression. I don't think I'm wrong on that.
I'm not defending it, but why would Vaush of all people be opposed to calling people orcs when he says it all the time? When do I call Russians orcs? Hogs? Sometimes I've called conservatives hogs. That's not literally like they're not people. It's a...
What, bro, come on. Why, just because we call somebody like an animal or say something like, oh my God, this guy's such a fucking dog. These guys are pigs. Wait, this is like dehumanizing language? Is like every insult not okay? Does it matter that much? Call somebody an orc?
A reuse or a recontextualization of centuries-old class dynamicism. When you call the bourgeoisie pigs, you're not literally like dehumanizing them. That's not how the rhetoric is employed. It's just like an animalization or what is it? It's obviously not the same. I don't know about that one, Chief. I mean, I don't need to argue with you. I have the like incredible power of just banning people. If you really think that like Azov jerking off Twitter accounts calling every Russian an orc is the same as like saying cops are pigs or the bourgeoisie are pigs, you can just like leave the chat. I don't even care. Guys, don't.
I feel like if like Ukrainians were like trying to run through like Russian cities, killing Russians, and they were calling them like, we need to get all these fucking orcs. And you're talking like killing Russian civilians. I feel like maybe, but I don't know. It feels really weird. I don't want to use the privilege meme, but it feels really weird in the West that when we are talking about other nations that are having like existential wars, and we're like, when you use this language against the country, the one that just glide bombed a giant fucking shopping mall and killed like 50 civilians, please make sure that you're not ableist, that you're not using dehumanizing language, and that you should never attack somebody and like things of nationality. Like it just feels like incredibly fucking cringe. Like I think you could shove coal in my asshole and I could make diamonds out of it. Listening to somebody like woke scold somebody on the insults that they use for the soldiers of a country that's trying to basically destroy their sovereign territory. But although I don't think, I mean, obviously engaging in like dehumanization of the enemy and everything is not good. We should probably cut that a bit, but it's so hard to find criticisms of Ukraine that aren't just like Russian marching orders, or it feels like there's so much overlap. I don't know if like the things come directly from the Kremlin or if people like Greenwald get emails forwarded to them from, you know, Petrov or whoever the fuck their handler is in fucking Moscow. But yeah, like all the talking points are always the same. Azov, Nazis, orcs, they're dehumanizing them. All these innocent Ukrainians are being forced to die for the West. It's like always like the exact same talking points over and over and over and over and over again. If you change on this, I feel like on this orc term specifically, it used to be kind of against people using the term to describe Russians. Well, because I thought at one point, I heard that last time I asked, I thought orc was supposed to be like a shorthand for like like the F slur or something. I was like, oh, it's probably not a good thing. But I don't actually know. I'm not entirely sure. There are some weird champ Ukrainian talking points about how Russians have genes. Jesus. Is that true? That's kind of probably not based, but